Joined now by head coach Mike Young of those Hokies, the ACC Tournament
We're
champions.
reliving it.
He doesn't
How's it feel
watching that?
They don't let me ask the questions. They jump right in. So you can go ahead. How's it feel, Coach, watching that there?
Fun. It's hard to believe it's been a couple of months, Jordan. My gosh. But it was great to see a bunch of really good players and kids I love dearly. A lot of fun.
So being here, Coach, obviously we're here for a reason, not just to get a tan, although mine's coming in pretty nicely.
I agree.
We don't need to get into the details. But, Coach, being down here, it's an opportunity for you guys to get together, voice your concerns, talk about issues, come up with some answers, solutions for things. And there's some questions that loom large right now with the transfer portal and NIL. Is there something coming out of these meetings that's made you feel more confident about what's moving forward? Because I got to be honest, a lot of conversations I'm having with people, they feel like there's not a lot of clarity. There's still a ton in front of us. And we're still kind of stuck in the place where we were.
You know what? There's not a lot of clarity, but I do hold in great belief that I've been doing this for 36 years. There have been other challenges. There's been other, times in my careers like I'm not sure how we get through this. This is really hard. But we come out the other side. We still have a great game. It's still about the right things, the young people, and we'll get through it. These are different times, but there will be a way through, and it's our charge to find that path.
Coach, you've said before, you're a family of educators. You want to be in this game to help mold young people. Are you seeing the relationships maybe from some of the players become a little more transactional than maybe in recent years, given everything that's changed?
Yes, to answer your question. I don't like that. I'm not going to allow that to be a part of, who we are at Virginia Tech. I still cherish the relationships I've had with, our players for a long, long time now, going into year 4 at Virginia Tech. To me, it's more than just that. Make a couple of baskets, guard a little bit, and you move on. We're on a good course. We had a couple of setbacks this spring, but at the end of the day, we come out the other side. I think we got another really good team coming back, and I'm looking forward to it.
Coach, when it comes to championship tournament games, you do not lose. You don't. It's 6-0, and now you've come to the ACC, and in your 3rd season, you win the ACC. What does that mean to you, and then what does it also do for recruiting and for your guys going forward?
Kelsey, we had a really good team, okay, and I couldn't get the best out of them early on. All right, in January and February, I can remember Charlie Moore hits a half-court shot in mid-January, and we're 2-7 and 10-10, and I think the world as I know it is caving in upon me. But we start to come out of it, and they begin to believe, and we become the team we thought we were going to be. We hit a shot, a miracle shot at the buzzer, Darius Maddox, to get by a very good Clemson team, and then Notre Dame, North Carolina, and Duke to win an ACC championship, a mountaintop experience. I've had some luck, all right? I've had really good players. We've played good basketball. It will always be about the players. What was the rest of your question? I'm sorry.
And then just the effect that it has going forward with recruiting. We're talking NIL, but also what else does that do
the
for you?
belief in what we're doing, and I do think when young people, when prospects, their families, I hope, see how we play and the sharing and the being a part of something that's bigger than you individually, and the toughness and the grit, and the fun. I thought our team had a lot of fun. I think that's a big part of it. Yeah. Storm Murphy's out there doing some dance I've never heard of in my life.
The gritty. You've got room here.
George, they asked me to participate. I have not a clue what they're asking me to do.
Is there a dance you prefer to do?
No, there's not. The waltz, maybe? I don't know.
There we go. All right.
There's got to be an NIL opportunity out there.
Oh, there's got.
Let's figure that out, Coach. One of the real cool things about this, at least from my perspective, is I get to see and brush shoulders with the men and women that we cover in this business. And for you guys, it's cross sports, it's other programs. Is there somebody over these few days that you've been able to connect with? You're like, it's great to see that person. We don't get a chance normally.
Everyone. I met Brooke, who you just had on. I met Brooke at a coach's clinic at the University of Florida. Larry Scheidt does an exceptional clinic every summer, and I've been a part of that clinic. And I met her as a young coach a couple, 3 years ago. Now here she is, the head coach at Florida State, to meet some administrators that you don't typically see, ADs, senior women's administrators, women's coaches across a number of sports. And, you know, again, the administrators is a lot of fun for me. And to come out of COVID, thankfully, for all of us, and to be back here and to rekindle some of those relationships is really special.
I want to ask you about, I know we talked to a couple of other men's coaches, about 5 teams in the tournament last year. I know Dan Gavitt, the president of, or the head of men's basketball, was here kind of talking about that and scheduling and obviously winning and winning in non-conference. Your metrics were great through the course of the year, despite being 2-7. That helped with some of the wins you had in the non-conference. How do you approach scheduling, knowing that you got to have some good metrics, but you can't take a bad L? How are you approaching this?
There's a really fine balance. You know, you're trying to, we're all, you know, bringing in new people through the portal, freshmen, getting them up to speed, you know, figuring out how you want to play in shot selection, ball handling, and defense is really difficult early on. You want some confidence going into a more difficult portion of your schedule. Sometimes you don't have, you know, the control of it that you think you do. We had Maryland on the road last year, thought it was a great game. We beat Maryland, but at the end of the day, that turned out not to be such a great win for us. Wake Forest had Oregon State, Elite 8 team the year before. It didn't turn out to be that kind of win. So I think our league took some hits. We weren't great other than Duke in November, December. Dan Gavitt met with us as coaches this morning, and he says very plainly that our work in November, December counts every bit as much as it does in January, February. So I think that this was a one-off. We should expect, got work to do, we should expect to have, you know, additional teams in next year's tournament and beyond. But you know, again, those games in November, December, they mean something. We're going to win games. It comes back to winning, pardon me.
So much history, Coach, in the ACC in terms of the schools and the coaches, and obviously 2 new head coaches at North Carolina and Duke. As you guys are sitting in all of these meetings, what's kind of the dynamic been like as just you have these conversations? And what I really want to know is, because you told us your favorite part of the day is the meetings, is who's in there keeping it light? Because I feel like it's probably you.
No. Bray has a little bit to do with it. Coach Bray is going to take that on his shoulders.
I looked to my right. I was like, is he popping in? Because you never know with Coach.
Let me assure you, if Bray's around, it'll be light, and he's awesome. But to have Coach Shire and Coach Davis, what Coach Davis did with the Tar Heels this year in the postseason was remarkable. Did just a fabulous job with his team. And I know John's excited about his challenges moving ahead and replacing Coach Krzyzewski. He's going to do great. Our league will keep on rolling. They'll be a big part of it, as we all know.
Coach, in this era that we keep talking about with NIL and the transfer portal, one thing I think about is from our playing days in soccer and in basketball is culture wins. If you got a good culture in the locker room from the top down, you got a shot. How do you build culture in this transfer portal world, in this name, image, and likeness world? These are different things that you didn't have to deal with before, and you're the king of culture. That's how you've been able to win. How do you battle against that with this new situation?
Jordan, I wish I had a succinct and clear answer for you. I don't, okay? Other than to continue to treat it as we do, all right? There's some unintended consequences through all this. We are not familiar with everything that we're going to see moving forward. I'm not going to change how I coach. I'm not going to change how I bring a team along and how we conduct ourselves and build our team from. Here in a couple of weeks, we'll begin next year's season. May 22nd or 23rd, our kids come back for first session of summer school. We're more in detail in the second session, but putting that all together, we're not going to let NIL and this other stuff deter us from, continuing to develop our program. Could, this fella getting more than this fella hurt that? Well, time will tell. but we'll do the best we can with it.
Coach, before we let you go, we talked a little bit about last year, this year. As you said May, We're 3 weeks away?
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, hard to believe that. But you've lost some key pieces, but you got some of your staples coming back. So just how are you feeling about the team and kind of what are your expectations?
Well, I've got a big staple. If you could get a direct line to him, there's a kid, Mutz, 25. He is wonderful and a great fella to coach. No, Kelsey, he is in Sacramento today working out for the Kings. He's had some great opportunities, worked out actually with a number of people from the ACC, a couple, 3 from Notre Dame. He's had a great month to explore, get in front of some people, work out. He's doing really, really well. I went out to see him not long ago. We had a great conversation. Feel really good about our backcourt. Just brought another person on from Wright State that we think is going to be a good basketball player for us. We think we've got a chance to be really good again. We're a long way from being really good right now here in early May, but we'll get there. We'll look forward to putting it all together again.
Fastest Virginia Tech coach to make the dance. We appreciate the time, and the popcorn that we promised you is waiting right over there. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have any popcorn for you. Sorry. Thanks, Coach.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah, you got excited there, Coach.
Thanks,
Like
guys.
instinct still.
Thanks a lot. Thanks. Good to see everybody.
As mentioned, there are a lot of basketball